Hey, so I had a little bit of an epiphany. So basically, it doesn't matter if you induce an internal electric current, you apply current via um, negative ions, anions, or you, and I say current, electron, not current, but the opposite, but you get my point. Um, you stimulate ionic shifts in or around viruses or tumors via several different mechanisms at this point. Induction of ferrous materials that might be in that region, and that induction induces an electrical current, which is an ionic um, imbalance, which is basically going to oxidize or ionize anything that's alive, that is a virus or a bacteria. So that's what we're aiming for. The second mechanism, the direct application of ions, and as I'm standing right in front of it, I can feel it. So probably same idea, except instead of internally generating the cooktop, essentially, you're applying a negative electrical charge to your skin, which has a certain conductivity and a certain resistance depending on, imagine, your hydration and your electrolyte levels. Probably sweating improves that, and being cold reduces that, but that's neither here nor there. It's the second mechanism. It probably has less depth to it than using inductive PMF technology. And then the third is with hydrogen and the catalytic. And they all honestly could feed off of each other. But what we're essentially doing is, or I'm trying to do, not we, because do whatever you want, but I'm trying to do the royal we. No, what I'm trying to do is essentially deliver an electron, which is a fancy way of saying inducing an ionic imbalance in areas where oxygen is not being readily delivered. And fourth mechanism that I could think of to achieve that same goal is hyperbolic oxygen chambers, which is through diffusion and osmosis. You essentially push oxygen even where blood vessels are not in your body. So that's known to have an incredibly detoxifying effect. Liquid oxygen is the reduced version of that. Through hydration, we can get oxygen into the lymphatic system and induce an ionic shift, an imbalance that, you know, kills off certain bacteria and viruses. And through essentially electrostatic imbalance, we can deliver negative ions that way. It's all kind of the same thing. And while I'm looking forward to trying out this PEMF technology, I'm not sure it's going to be any better than what I already have going on right behind me right now, which is a giant negative ion machine going right into my spinal cord with almost no negative side effects, besides maybe the depth of penetration that it's capable of. It might be the most superior option available, considering the PEMF could potentially generate too much heat. I was thinking about that as like a potential downside to the PEMF. Whereas the negative ions being basically pumped transdermally, just through exposure in close proximity, it definitely gets under the skin at the very least. I do think that the inductive magnetic force would probably go deeper or faster, but it might have the opposite effect of overheating um, really cancerous or diseased areas maybe too quickly. So, all kind of the same quantum theory. Yeah.